Welcome to another episode of World by Night, Vampire Edition, the side session. This is Magnus's part 2 because, well, real life came up and shit happens. As we last left off, he was talking with Jonathan in Jonathan's bookstore.
Yes.
We were just getting to some good stuff when you had to go to. I'm like, oh, okay.
Now, just to recap, what were we talking about at the end there was we were talking about Dante being one of these aliens that are Dompiers, that when they die they become vampires. He's not really actually Cash's childer, which means he's also not technically a gangrel, so he's faking all that, and we need to figure out a way of proving all that. Other than having the librarian here maybe come out and fess up about it, I'm not quite sure yet what we're going to do to get that to work.
Well, yeah, that's the fun part, and that's why it's kind of one of those,
Yeah.
Jonathan does know a lot of people, but they don't know who he is or what he is. They just think he's, one of the random kindred around. They have no idea who he is.
And the other thing as well with this in the bookstore is he was telling me a lot about these different things. In fact, he's mentioning about the power level, which kind of worries me when it comes to Dante, because if Dante has such a power level, that means that even if we were to overcome it or just uncover what he is to others, he could still possibly wipe out most of us without much thought.
Jonathan kind of looks at you, and he's like, I will tell you one thing. I was like, he's like, if he is one of us, which actually I know he is, he's not that old.
Okay.
He would have been much better at a lot of things and would have known more traits.
The political intrigue, you mean?
Yeah. We may not be big on it, especially, well, at least my kind has never really had a major political intrigue, mainly because our biggest politics is who are we going to kill or who do we have to protect next.
Mm-hmm.
And that's pretty much how we handle things. It's not subtle. It's not, blah. We just do it.
Understandable.
But our planet is so much different than yours, so, I mean, could just be he's just not ready for this yet. I don't know. I don't think he's that old.
Okay.
There's just something about him that... I mean, I can't promise for certain that it isn't Dante, but the only thing I can say is I'm pretty sure it's not, because I have met Cash. I know Cash. There is no way that Cash would produce that thing in the box that calls itself Dante.
I see. Now, with this stuff right now, Jonathan, what would you suggest would be a good way to deal with it? Again, you were mentioning him being a younger one. How am I able to uncover that he is not what he says he is without outing your entire race? Or is that a big issue?
It's not so big an issue if the others of my race are worried about it. Believe me, we'll have ways to step in. It won't prevent anything, but the few of us who are around, honestly, it's really not our concern. We don't care. A majority of the kindred know enough that it wouldn't matter if they found out or not.
Okay. Now, how much participation is your race willing to give you, yourself, and your friends in dealing with this?
I'd have to talk to them. Honestly, we don't exactly for coffee. But although that is another thing, we can actually eat and drink perfectly fine. We don't truly need blood to sustain ourselves. It's nice and fun and gives us a little extra boost when we eat. But what separates us from you guys is the fact that our power doesn't come from the blood.
Okay.
We don't need blood to use the power we wield.
Is it finite like ours is?
Yes and no. There are limits to what we can do. Um, Many of my brethren, well, brothers and sisters, have been able to, um, aside from what we can do on our own, they've also been able to do magic and whatnot. And not the type of magic you see here, because I've seen the mages here. Oh, way too funny, honestly.
That's interesting.
Oh, it's hilarious. I've seen the mages here do some work. Oh, look, what a coincidence. Yeah, I'm sorry. A mage that, a mage I know could go, yeah, coincidence this.
Mm-hmm.
But I understand Earth has its own rules.
So what you're saying is that you're not affected by the same laws of paradox as the normal mages.
Technically, here we are. I mean, if a mage casts a spell against, if one of your mages casts a spell against us, we still suffer from whatever they're trying to do. But the difference is, I have a few spells I can throw back that would cancel that out.
Okay. I wonder if there would be a way of adapting that to the thaumaturgical paths and such of the kindred.
It is not. I'll tell you a little hint here. A couple of my associates have taught some kindred how to never use their blood again to use dispels.
That would be a very, very useful thing.
It takes a long time to do because your unique structure you guys have, it seems like, I don't know, ironically, part of God's little secret plan was to also make sure that you needed blood to cast them. But it can be done. It's just a lot of fucking work. Honestly, it's quicker if we just pull your kindred to the planet into our planet. Give you a little bit to let it sink in, and then you're good.
It sounds like something I might be interested in learning.
It makes things a hell of a lot easier because you don't have to worry about, oh crap, I just cast this spell. Shit, I don't have any more. I just cast this discipline. I don't have any more blood left to do it. Ah, shit. Well, now I gotta go feed on somebody before I go crazy and kill everyone.
Yeah. Now, with that as well, the teachings that you give to other kindred, does that also eliminate the need to feed off blood?
No, see, that part, unfortunately, is still around. I mean, I still have the need, like all the kindred here, I'm sure will say. It's that beast within you that's always wanting that need.
Mm-hmm.
We still have it. Ours is just, there's no real way to put it. Ours is just a little more tame because we have a lot bigger fish to fry than worrying about needing to feed.
Okay.
Like extremely powerful mages, too big for their britches, dragons trying to eat you every chance they get, all kinds of fun stuff.
I could see that being a problem.
Other races trying to kill you.
Mm-hmm. Okay. So
it's funny, you think your planet's at war. You guys have not seen war.
So back to the issue that's at hand here on the planet right now, the thing that we're dealing with is Dante, and what we're discovering about Dante at this time. You say you think he's a younger one, but you're pretty certain he's one of yours.
There are ways I could find out, but not ways that would easily be done.
Okay. Any ways that I could help with?
Some of the biggest ways to find out is basically to just force his hand. We all, my entire kind has a unique defensive mechanisms that we wield if necessary. Sometimes they're just pure, and if he's still young, he probably doesn't know half of them, especially if he's been bred here.
Okay.
Most of them will just kick in on pure instinct, That's usually how most of us learn some of our more unique traits. Like you guys have to focus on certain things to be able to do certain things. You need a certain discipline to be able to change into a wolf or a bat. He changes into a bat.
Okay.
Changes back. You guys need a certain discipline to change into mist. He changes into mist. You see it actually move around and seem to cover the entire store. It all coalesces back and he forms back.
So what you're saying is you're able to, well,
Do things a lot easier than you guys are.
I was going to say, I guess it would be almost insulting to say to mimic the disciplines that we have, but for lack of a better term.
That's fine. Yeah, that works. Sort of. I mean, ours come more naturally.
Mm-hmm.
Like I said, we don't need to use blood for anything that we do. Some of us have, there's a lot of ways we are similar because even though you can have 100 Tremere in the same room,
mm-hmm.
each one can have a different power that sets them apart from the others.
Right.
Well, you can have 5 of us in a room, and each one of us will have a different thing that sets us apart from everybody else. That's just how it works. I mean, as you guys sometimes say, and I've seen it in some of your TV shows, the power manifests itself differently for each person. Some might have a sight, some might have, extra strength more than normal,
mm-hmm.
stuff like that. We get the same thing. It's just a lot of us take forever to figure out what ours is.
I see. So what you're saying is he may not know all of his right now.
No, and that's probably a very good thing for you.
Mm-hmm.
The only other way to really find out if he is one of us is we all have one thing in common. When we choose to, well, I guess you guys would call it teleport, but technically it's not. It's more just, well, yeah, I guess it is actually. When we choose to teleport due to whatever reason, whether it's we're surrounded, whether it's boredom, we leave a unique signature behind us. It's one of the things we haven't been able to get rid of.
Okay. Is the signature the same for all of you?
Yes. The more powerful we are, the more powerful the signature is.
And what is the signature?
When we choose to disappear and reappear somewhere else, we leave behind, just in a small circle around us, we leave behind a desecrated spot.
Desecrated spot.
Like I was telling you,
like an unholy patch, basically.
Yes, actually, it's the best way to put it. And like I said, the more powerful we are, the larger they are. If I were to do it, I would destroy this building and probably about 3 buildings around it, because it will affect anyone and everything inside the circle.
So it would damage the people? Would it kill them?
Again, depending on the power level. If he's young, like I believe he is, he probably would just have a small one. It would probably... Basically what it does is it's kind of like a fast rot for everything.
Including kindred?
Yeah, anything within the circle. We've done it to dragons, we've done it to all kinds of people. It's a great way to get away. But
seems like it could be a good weapon too if you did it multiple times around one thing.
Yeah, well, it takes a lot out of us when we first start to do it, yeah.
Okay.
I mean, could I do it now? And I could probably pop across the planet here a couple times, but then you get the whole nature gods, or goddesses in this case, who would really have a shit fit about that.
Okay.
Because you're desecrating part of nature, of course. In a city, well, nature gods don't really care. So,
okay.
like, if I were to pop into a park or something and do it, they'd get a little upset, and then I'd have to hear about it, and then I'd have to make excuses, and then I'd have to do the reverse spell, and that's a pain in the ass.
I see. So the
most of us get taught the reverse spell once we learn of that trick to better hide our numbers, because it would just basically make like it never happened.
Yes. So the biggest thing right now, again, is coming back to forcing his hand to make him show what he is.
If
We
there's a spell on him that is keeping him looking the way he is, I doubt he did it. So doing anything to him probably will not break the spell. That was probably set up by the black inky god that is hiding himself from most people right now.
Yes, I've seen him in the premonition, I think.
Mm, yeah.
Now, that being the case, then I would have to unweave that spell to be able to make him do that.
Not easy. It's hard to defeat divine magic. It
Yes.
really is. Really, ultimately, the only way to defeat divine magic is to either be able to wield more powerful divine magic or dragon magic.
Dragon magic.
Because they are a very unique category no matter where you go.
So are there dragons around?
Probably.
Hmm.
Our race wasn't the only race to come over from the planet, I'll tell you that.
Yes.
Yeah, there are plenty of races over here, so there are probably a few dragons around. Um, Naturally, due to Flora's rules, we have to follow certain guidelines.
Hmm. I wonder if there's a way to find a dragon, because if dragon magic can unweave that spell, then that would be one of the ways to deal with it. Show what he truly is.
It may or may not. It doesn't always work like it should. I mean, it depends on how much that spell keeps getting reinforced. Most spells over time, unless they did an additional work, and I don't see this guy doing that much work for a peon.
Mm-hmm.
Most of the spells over time will begin to degrade. Certain areas you go into can actually reveal it. I didn't know it. Divine magic has limitations. Like if you were to take him into an anti-magic shield, depending on who cast it, um, it would defeat the magic, so it would show who he is.
An anti-magic shield.
Hmm. Yeah, there's some of us, like actually, my younger brother actually has the capability to, as soon as he gets close, um, reveal all illusions.
Would your brother be willing to take a walk with me sometime?
He ain't here. He ain't coming here. He does not like this.
Ah, okay.
He thinks you guys have and forgive me for saying this, but he thinks you guys have gotten too lazy. You guys use technology for too much stuff, and he's the old-fashioned type where sword attacking stuff like that is all his.
Do you know this ritual to create an anti-magic shield?
You know,
Would it be something compatible to
spell.
would it be something compatible to teach to one of my kind?
If you guys have the capability. Now, I don't believe Flora would cut magic off of people. I just believe she probably. Honestly, a majority of people on this planet can probably cast magic. They just don't know it. They don't think
Mm-hmm.
about it. And sometimes when a kindred is embraced, I have learned that they find out real quick they can. Um, it's weird how things work. But
Mm.
sometimes they don't. I know several kindred that had no idea they knew how to cast magic. I mean, he looks at you. Actually, what the hell? Let's find out. You hear him say a few words. You see his eyes seem to kind of glow a sparkly glow. Well, son of a bitch. Should have proven my point. Yeah, you see him kind of shake his head. His eyes go back.
What's that?
You have the power to cast magic.
I do.
Hmm.
You mean above and beyond thaumaturgy?
Yeah, above and beyond the normal magic you can cast with your blood magic. That actually usually is a sign. A majority of the Tremere we found can do it easily.
So how would I learn to harness that magic?
Practice, practice. Years and years of practice. Start off with the small stuff, work your way up. An anti-magic shield, if you're just starting out, wouldn't really. It wouldn't be powerful enough to break the illusion over Dante.
So what would you suggest I start with then?
I mean, the best way you guys have to find out is one of the best ways I have to find out is basically try and get some of his blood. It's
Get
the
some of
easiest
his-
way to find out.
Okay.
The only catch is, you know, like if I were to do it, it would be my word against his, and even though I'm hearing the whispers from everybody else, it doesn't mean people are going to believe me, because then who am I? I'm just some Joe Bob Kindred from out of nowhere.
Mm-hmm. So what you're saying is we need someone else who could actually hold standing about it.
Correct. But getting his blood isn't going to be that easy. You got to start exactly give it up willingly to people.
Yeah, and not to mention my clan. People don't usually like giving up blood to us.
Oh gosh, I wonder why. Yeah, you see him think, you see a book on here's your thaumaturgy book. Have fun.
I take a look at the thaumaturgy book. What is it?
It's just we'll just say it's the Path of Blood thaumaturgy. He just randomly picked one.
Thank you.
It's all the rituals that that particular path holds. There's like 500 other books. I know you guys branch out and everything, which is great. Really keeps you up to date on everything. But some of you are kind of old school.
I am a little more old school than this book even.
Oh wow, Jesus. Hey, it's just the first one I grabbed. You will, and the other thing, you might be able to get more people to notice. We move differently.
Mm-hmm.
We tend to move just naturally. It's something we don't even realize we do. I didn't realize it until actually a close kindred friend of mine actually pointed it out to me. We move at a different way. I mean, even amongst other kindred, we don't move correctly. You know,
Using my perception and investigation, can I notice what he's talking about from our conversation that we've had up to this point?
yeah, I'll say that.
Okay. Perception and investigation I
I
have.
have some rolls.
Hold on one sec here. I got to bring up my character sheet. So he takes a hold of his sword, the hilt, and that gives him... Where is it? There it is there.
Sweetie, did you leave the door open?
Investigation 5 on search. 3, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Alright. So what's the difficulty on this roll?
We'll say it's your first time actually trying to notice the difference. We'll put it at a 7.
Okay. So I've got 2 successes.
You do notice that his movements seem to be, even certain things like when he moves himself, when he uses his hand gestures, it does seem to have a slight difference than most typical kindred, because they tend to move more normal because they're trying to fit in with human society.
Mm-hmm.
They, obviously as kindred, you guys are aware you're, a little, even the most basic kindred tends to be a little faster, a little stronger, stuff like that. So you guys try to suppress it a bit.
Mm-hmm.
It seems to just come naturally, and like he doesn't even pay attention. As he moves, it's a little quicker. You're managing to keep up because you're a kindred. For a human, it would probably look a little faster than normal.
Okay. Good to know. I see what you mean.
Yeah. Well, yeah. Well, none of us are real good at hiding it. It takes us a while. That takes us practice to get. There's no other way, but that takes us practice to get to the slower level that humans are at.
Okay. I will keep an eye on that with Dante and see what I find with that. That's a good sign then. Now, back to the magic part that you were talking of.
Mm-hmm.
I wouldn't mind looking into that. Do you have anything...
You see him think for a second. You see the book appear. He sets it down.
I take a look at the book.
It looks like it's in some weird writing, and then as you kind of stare at it for a minute, it finally appears. You notice the writing seems to almost change itself so that you can understand it. Beginner's Guide to Magic.
Ah, thank you.
Easier.
Okay.
I would have given you one of the more powerful books, but I don't think you want to go unconscious from a headache and be in pain for a few days.
Well, I may be older, I may have a little bit more willpower, but I think best thing is to start at the beginning with these, especially since I'm used to mortal mage stuff from when I was mortal, and I'm used to kindred magic through blood magic as well as goldenism, so that's a little bit different too. But this, I'll probably adapt to it a little faster than others because of my adaptation from different magics, but it'll take some time, I'm sure.
Oh yeah. Just remember that this particular magic, even though floor is obviously going to allow it to happen, this particular magic will. For Kindred, it's a little different because the rules are different here. So probably for you, you may feel a little weakened the first few times you cast some of these.
Okay.
And even the basic stuff, at least until you get the hang of it. Because it's going to draw on the inherent magic that is flowing throughout this planet, whether people know it or not.
Okay.
Some of us are able to tap into it a little easier. Ironically, the sorcerers from your world seem to have a little better grasp on it. They realize what they're tapping into at least. Every planet in the universe has magic at their core, whether it's one form or another. It's a magic. Earth, unfortunately, seems for deemed it's necessary to make people forget magic.
I see.
Doesn't mean people can't use it; just means they don't know it's there.
So, out of character, I just want to double check. The magic that you're talking about isn't like the mage magic. It's a different thing altogether?
Altogether, yes.
Okay.
It is a whole new form of magic you will have to learn.
Okay, I just wanted to double check that because of the background for the character, being a mage prior to becoming a kindred, and then learning the thaumaturgy and then learning the goldenism as well. That's why I'm thinking it might be something a little bit easier for him when it comes to the learning.
That's true. It will be a little easier for him because of his previous magical background and everything else that goes with it. I used the new D&D 5th edition books for the magic. I've touched on it in the werewolf game with some, so I'll touch on it here. I'll have to look through and find out specifically which ones. Actually, yours will probably be more like wizard. Well, wizard would probably be the better one. So it would be under that class. I will. I think I have that book downloaded to my drive, so I will share it with you. Well, I'll share it in the group so that way, if everybody wants it, they can have a copy of it.
Okay.
And all you have to do is look in the wizard section. I'll have to specify, at least for right now, until you begin using magic more and more, that you'll have a limited amount of spells you can have that you can use all the time. It's the 0 level spells, the cantrips usually.
Yep.
But like the first level, I think I'll probably give you up to 2nd level for now.
I want Disrupt Undead.
Oh, that would be so fun. The 2nd level spell, 1st and 2nd level spells will be the ones that really tend to drain more out of you than anything. So if you cast one of those, you will, feel it more than you would cantrips. The cantrips will just kind of, you feel a little woozy, maybe a little lightheaded, kind of like, you feel kind of low on blood, but that's basically the only reaction it will have to you. Unless you cast too many of those, then it will become too much.
Okay.
But I'll get you an exact number of how many 1st and 2nd level spells you can use. Cantrips, I'll give you a little leeway, since they're just basically illusions. They don't really do anything, can't harm anybody. They are 0 level spells for a reason.
Okay.
Which is actually one thing I agree with D&D on. You've got a bunch of 0 level spells that don't really do anything other than provide a distraction.
Yep.
Why have it too bad? So
okay.
Yeah, I'll look through and I'll let you know on that one.
All right, so back into game then.
Mhm.
The other thing as well, you were mentioning about learning how to use my disciplines without the use of blood. I might be interested in learning that at some point as well, if you or one of your race would be interested in teaching.
I've never been very good at that because I'm more natural with it. It's been a thing of mine.
Hmm.
I have to get a hold of the others anyway, so I'll see if I can talk to someone about stopping by, maybe helping you out. But it's still going to take a very long time. It's not something that you can easily do. I
I
mean, I
understand.
don't know. Maybe with your background, you might be able to do it a little easier than most.
Well,
Um,
I've been around for about, well, over 1,000 years, so I
yeah,
have
well,
plenty of time.
honestly, that never really had an effect. It's more of,
Oh, I was just mentioning more my patience. I'm more than
okay.
willing to take time with it.
Huh, yeah. So I'll see. I mean, it may come at a price. I'm not gonna lie. I mean, obviously,
Understandable.
nothing comes for free, but
Hmm.
I don't see it being a problem. I mean, I don't know. I'll talk to him. I'll see. I'll let you know one way or the other. Um, I'm always here. If I'm not, I'm just wandering around. I don't go very far. I think the furthest I go is to hang out in the box and just, no offense, but laugh at much the kindred in there.
I understand. All right.
The only
Well,
dude the farthest we go.
thank you very much for the conversation. Thank
Yeah,
you for
no
the book.
problem. If you need another one, once you get used to that book and you feel like that book has basically gotten you to a point, but you want to go further, I have some more in the back. Actually, come on, I'll show you.
Okay.
Makes it easier. Uh, as you guys get up and walk, he walks a couple twists and turns, but it's pretty simple once you figure out. You can look at the titles of this, of the various sections. You're like, oh, okay, this kind of makes
Hmm.
sense. He goes to um, magic section.
Okay.
He's like, okay, well, obviously you'll see these first books are for the fake magic, but it's how I get
Yep.
around it. She walks over to a bookshelf. Really wish they'd stop throwing the fucking illusion up. He taps something. You see what looks like a normal bookshelf just kind of disappear. You see a entire bookshelf of what look like big leather-bound volumes, kind of like the one you have. Um,
Okay.
you can see on the spines you don't read anything. He pulls one down as he shows it to you. It has its same strange writing. Even after a few seconds of staring, it doesn't change. This is one of the more powerful ones. That's how you can tell the difference. If the wording doesn't change for you almost immediately, don't open it.
Okay.
He puts it back up. It does go by power level. The lower ones are down here at the bottom shelves. The higher ones go up higher. I felt it was easier that way, less likely for some Joe Bob to walk by it and get an extreme headache or possibly their head explode. I'm not sure what
Understand.
happens with some people.
All right. Well, again, do you have any other parting wisdom for me before I head out?
Uh, watch yourself out there if he suspects that anybody might be onto him. I mean, honestly, if I'm hearing the rumors, no doubt he's already heard them, so he may begin to suspect. I have a feeling the more he's pushed into a corner, the more he'll start tapping into who he really is. I mean, I don't think it's not that he doesn't know who he is. I just think that he doesn't know what he's capable of. But if he starts tapping into it, things will change.
Okay. So best to leave him in the dark as much as possible
As much as
until
you
we're
possible.
ready to deal with him. All right.
And then
Good
by
to know.
then, I should have an answer from my brothers. Well, I call them all brothers and sisters because we're all basically one giant family, kind of like the kindred. You guys are all one big family, whether you like it or not.
Hmm.
Um, but once I have the notification from them, whether they'll get involved or at least find a way to help you guys reveal it to those who might believe it a little more than just me or one of the others telling you.
All right.
So we'll see what we can do from our end. But honestly, try and do anything you can from your end first. Um, use any other way you can think of that might reveal it.
All right. I will do my best. I have actually some ideas for that. I'm not sure if mine will be powerful enough to do it, but there is a trick that the Tremere have that might be able to help.
Okay.
All right. Well, thank you very much.
Mm-hmm.
And he heads out.
Okay. Is there anything else you needed to get done other than that?
He's going to become a bookworm. He'll
Okay,
go
so
find
basically.
himself a place within a 5-mile range of the box.
Okay.
He'll rent it, like a room type thing or whatever.
Okay.
He's going to basically just sit down, keep an eye on what's happening with Dante, specifically Dante, and he's going to start reading that mage book, learning as much
Okay.
as he can.
I'll do a quick little thing since you're going to do that. After well, I mean, this would be going on amongst when you're doing other things. I assume you'll be the bookworm when you're not doing group
Yes,
stuff. So,
exactly.
we'll say about a week after, and the rest will come later. But week after, you're in your room practicing. You see Daniel just walk in, close to the door behind him. I heard you were doing it here. Interesting. Maybe probably should practice that stuff here.
He's come into where I'm at?
Mm.
Did I have warning that he was coming?
No.
Okay, hold on one sec. I got distracted. Who is it who came in then?
Daniel.
Daniel, okay, yes.
He comes and goes.
All right.
I can at least help you so that way you don't blow yourself up. Or
Okay.
give away your location.
That would be helpful.
He walks over, he touches one of the walls, you just see it kind of glow and seem to go all around your floor of the building or whatever.
Okay.
There. That way, in case you want to practice stuff, if you practice something too powerful, you'll blow yourself up and nobody else.
Good to know.
It's just a little helpful and a lot less people. Plus, people on the outside, and even with curtains, I don't care how heavy your curtains are. You cast the right spells, it'll be seen outside.
Right.
They won't see it now. It just look like a normal everyday thing.
All right.
Very handy. Mages from where that book came from. They have little rooms to practice their spells and whatnot that don't harm the rest of the buildings that they have to teach their kids.
Okay.
So this is basically that room for you. I figured it'd be a little easier once I, heard there was actual magic being cast here.
Who told you there was magic being cast here?
Eyes and ears. I know everything.
I know. I'm just wondering who else I need to be concerned about knowing that it's happening here.
Oh, no. No one that would know that. Well, I mean, other than who gave you the book, figured you'd be doing it.
Yes.
Nobody else knows. No, you're safe. Your secret is safe with just me and him.
Awesome.
And gods, but you can't keep anything from gods because they know everything. Fucking bastards.
Well, that's good. I'm going to.
Yeah, I just figured I'd give you that little boost.
Hold on one sec. Yeah. Be right back. I just got to go grab my food.
Okay. Okay.
I have no idea what put it.
Thought at one point on that, but go ahead.
Okay, I just need enough juice to change the enchant.
All right, I'm back. Sorry about the delay.
No problem. Well, I mean, if that's all you're really going to do, then I mean, this session's pretty much done for now. That way, add it to the collection, and then, like I said, I mean, you'll be doing all, that way at least then you have a base of what's going on. I mean, if you have other ideas of what you want to do besides just sitting and, being a bookworm,
the biggest thing again is practicing that magic. It'd be good to know if I've learned or mastered anything by the time that we have our game on Thursday type thing.
Like I said, I'll probably send you a private message letting you know, like, the limits of what you can learn, what's going to be unavailable. Like, I'll give you probably up to like second level spells. Anything third level or higher, you're just going to look at. You'll get a slight headache from the lower ones, but as you go higher up, it gets be more intense.
Yep.
So I mean, but your character seems to be smart enough. He's going to stay in order and not push his luck.
Exactly.
So I mean,
alrighty.
But yeah, I'll give you the exact amount of first and second level spells that you'll be able to use basically right away. But we'll, intermit some saying that you're practicing them at the time. So, I mean, it may only be like one, like maybe 2 or 3 first level, maybe 1 or 2 second level for now. But
all right,
I'd really say stick with the 0 level ones just for a while, at least until a couple sessions have gone by where it makes more sense where you would have the time, or if I say like a couple weeks have gone by, that's when the best time to do that would be. So,
all right. The only other thing I was going to do is actually send it up the chain for the Tremere about obtaining Stone of the True Form, possibly one that's already prepped, because it may work to unweave the illusion that's on him.
Okay.
And there's ways that I could do it where it would be subtle in case it fails.
Okay. Well, that will. I mean, yeah, you let the Tremere know if they say it's going to take some time.
Yep.
Just to get the ritual.
Okay.
Those they don't exactly have right off the top of their head. I mean, like, hunt it down. Ironically, the bookstore they can go to.
True.
But
alrighty.
Being able to cast it is very concerned. But yeah, we'll say, well, that's been started, and they'll get back to you when that happens.
Sounds good.
That way, all the other side sessions, I figure one side session at least. I mean, in your case, since we had to do 2 parts, one side session per main game thing should be helpful, and also increase more that's going on besides everybody just kind of sitting around waiting for the next session.
Yep. All right.
All right.
Well, thank you very much.
Yeah. And thank everybody for watching. Stay tuned for more. There will be more. Good night, all.